What is up, guys? Justin here, Ryan creeping in the back. Sabrina is driving us. We are headed down to Wisconsin. This is very reminiscent of the Midwest Gaming Classic, but it is December, and we are actually going down to the Green Bay, Appleton, Wisconsin area to meet up with a friend of mine, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch friend of mine, TopsyTurve. And so he hit me up a while back, let me know that he had a ton of video game stuff that he was looking to sell, like 7 years worth of his doubles and stuff that, you know, he's bought but not keeping for his collection. And so we ended up working something out. We haven't hammered out the final number yet, but I gave him a range that we were both, I think, satisfied with, and we'll hammer out the final number after I can actually see everything. But that's the plan. We're stopping a few places on the way down. The second stop might get kind of interesting and turn into a whole nother video. I'll keep you guys updated on that. But we're gonna do some game hunting today down in the Green Bay, Appleton area, hit up some stores, and so hopefully get some footage of that and put it all together into a video for you. All right, so first stop of the trip. This was a Facebook deal I worked out a few days ago, and this place the person's house just happened to be on the way down to Wisconsin. So I got some cool PS1 stuff. Dragon Seeds, I've never heard of this game before. Seems to be pretty hard to find, not super expensive, but I definitely don't have that. Legend of Dragoon, Twisted Metal 4, what is that? Final Fantasy 9. Mega Man Legends, I should check the disc on this one. It is Greatest Hits. I think I already have this one, but these discs are like super mint. Yu-Gi-Oh! And then I got some NES stuff. 10-Yard Fight. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out was the only good one, really. Turtles, though. Breakthrough, and then a system in there with controllers and cords. Pokemon Stadium for the 64. And, what is it? Final Fantasy, what is that? 4 for the Game Boy Advance. Never had that one before. What was in here? Oh, just a Tetris. And then this bag here had a stack of PS2 games, which I'll show quick. Nothing too great in here, but some decent titles. Devil Kings, actually. I didn't even know that was in here. I've never had that one before. I'll have to look that one up. But Dark Cloud, Mortal Kombat, and a bunch of Harry Potter games. So anyway, I paid $125 for that whole lot, which wasn't too bad. Not super great, but the guy knew what he had, so to get it for that price was actually pretty good. So I'm gonna load this back up, and I have another, we're stopping another place pretty quick here, and I have to explain this before we go in there. All right, so we just pulled up to a pawn shop here that is actually closing down. I see some Game Boy games in the window, sun faded as balls. So they got a hold of me on Facebook a couple days ago, let me know that they're closing down, and asked if I'd be interested in essentially buying them out. Like, they have tons of systems and games, and you know, it looked like it was all stuff that's picked through and been sitting here for years, but if I can get it cheap enough, it might be worth it. So I don't know how much filming I'm gonna be able to do inside the store here, but and I don't have room to grab everything right now anyway. I mean, we're going to be full to the brim with the stuff I'm getting from Topsy anyway, so I'd have to strike a deal and then come back down tomorrow and get it. We're only like an hour from where we live though, so it wouldn't be that bad to come back down tomorrow. So I'll try and get some footage in there, no guarantees, but we'll see if we can't make something happen here. So we just left the pawn shop, and I didn't take any video inside, but I got a ton of pictures. So I'll throw those up for you guys right here. He's got so much stuff. Nintendo's, Super Nintendo's, a couple N64s, GameCubes, PS1, PS2, Sega Genesis, there was a Sega CD, bunch of Xbox 360s, a couple of PS3s, I think, and then a ton of games. Nothing too spectacular, but it's not all like filler stuff. Most of it is, but anyway, like I said, I'm feeling pretty optimistic. I kind of threw some numbers his way to kind of like feel him out a bit, and he seemed more than happy with the numbers that I was throwing his way, which I was more than happy with. It was super cheap. So anyway, I took all these pictures because I actually, you know, I have 2 hours right now in the car to essentially do nothing. So I'm gonna look up, you know, well, I don't have to look up a lot of it. I know what the systems go for, but price it out, and I'll text the guy, you know, a rough estimate of what I can pay. And if he's happy with it, and I'm thinking he's going to be, then we'll come back down tomorrow to load up all that stuff. So this could be 2 epic days of pickups. If it happens, that'll probably be its own video, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to show the stuff I'm getting today and that stuff in one video. It'd be like an hour long. So yeah, I'll let you guys know when we get down to the Green Bay area and start hitting up some stores. So we are leaving Donfather Games empty-handed. They didn't really have any good deals going on this time. They had the one that I showed on like the Genesis, you know, it was actually a good deal. It was like, I forget what it was, 2 or 3 $10 games for 20 bucks and like 4 $3 games for 10 bucks, but they didn't have any of that price, so there was really no point in the sale. So anyway, empty-handed, whatever. We're gonna go meet up with Topsy now, and we won't be leaving that deal empty-handed, I can guarantee you that. All right, so we are not even halfway loaded up. We got Topsy.
What's going on?
Helping us load up. This is like half of it, and we're all gonna hop in the car here and do some game hunting. So yeah, we're leaving room so we can fit all in the car here. We're gonna hit up a few game stores in this area. Topsy, you wanna introduce yourself?
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I'm Topsy. I stream on Twitch. So I play like a lot of old games, speedrun Super Metroid and whatnot. So met Biz through all this, and this deal came to light, which is awesome.
I'll put his link down in the description below. Go check him out. And let's go hit up some game stores.
Let's do it.
We got Monkey bizzNES here. Let's see what we get. What do I do? I don't know.
Excuse me, sir.
Oh, wait, something's happening. Oh! It's a little slime froggy dude. All right. So a couple pickups from Half Price Books. I got Mortal Kombat 3 on the Game Boy for $3.99. I used the quarters that I won in that quarter game machine that I don't know if we showed in one of the last clips or whatever. So I put $1 in the machine and got 4 back, so that was essentially $1. And then Ryan got Star Ocean for the PS1 for what, 35, which I looked it up quick and that seemed to be a pretty good deal. It seemed to be going for at least that, if not 40, for like a good condition one, and that one's in really nice shape. So on to another game store. I think SideQuest Gaming is the first of our 2 game store stops. I guess this is a game store. All right, couple purchases. That was SideQuest Gaming. I know they didn't have a sign in the back, the sewing place, but no, it was SideQuest Gaming. And Ryan picked up, what is it called, Iron Storm for the Saturn. They had it marked at what, $67.99,
Something like that, yeah.
and on a hunch, he asked if they would do 60, and yeah, got it for $59.99. Topsy, you made a purchase as well.
South Park, Stick of Truth. I've been told so many great things about this game, and I'm finally going to give it a shot.
All right, we got one more store to hit, and then we're going to call it. We're on our way to, what's it called? Press Start Games in Appleton, Wisconsin. All right, press start games yielded one purchase, right? Yeah. Ryan got Dragon Warrior 7. Thought it was Dragon Quest for some reason. I was trying to look it up in the store and I kept typing Dragon Quest and that gave me the import one. So Dragon Warrior 7, what did you end up getting it for? 40.
No tax.
Oh, he took the tax off for you. Once again, haggled it down a little bit anyway. So I think that's all we're gonna hit for today. It's dark here. We got a long drive ahead of us. So we're gonna bring Topsy back. We gotta load the rest of the stuff into this car, hoping it all fits, and then we're going to head home. So I'll do a recap of everything that I got from Topsy. Well, I'll probably have to be tomorrow now because it's already dark and we're gonna get back super late.
But wait! Let's see it.
Nothing quite like copy of Super Metroid.
Couldn't let it go. Couldn't let it get away.
Can't do it.
Can't do it. How many does that make for you now?
This 10 or 11, I think. Yeah.
Worth it.
Oh yeah.
So we are playing the biggest game of Tetris right now, trying to get all of this to fit in and allow me to see out of the back. And we've tried a few different options and we don't seem to be making much progress, but it's got to work, so we're gonna make it work.
So the pickups that I got from Topsy here are gonna have to be shown with just pictures. There was way too much stuff here to try and get video of and talk about individually, and so I think these first pictures here kind of give you an idea of the amount of stuff that I got from him. It was right around 50 individual systems, which I'm showing here. Not all of these were, complete tested working systems. I mean, obviously he did have some that were untested, and then he had some that he knew didn't work that were kind of just like for parts, and obviously that was factored into the price of everything. But yeah, there's a look at the systems that I got there. And then on to some of the games here. I'll start with the older stuff. He had a pretty nice stack of Intellivision cartridges there, along with some VIC-20 and Commodore stuff, like a pretty decent Commodore collection. I never see those games anywhere, and so to get like, 20 of them in one deal was pretty incredible. He had some Atari 2600 games and a couple stacks of 5200 games. And then for the Odyssey 2, a couple box games, but one box set, Conquest of the World, which looks pretty cool for the Odyssey 2. I don't know exactly what was supposed to come in that box, but it's packed full of stuff, so it appears to be pretty complete. And then some boxed Intellivision stuff here. I believe that Thunder Castle on the top is a little bit harder to find. Alright, on to the Sega stuff, along with a few other miscellaneous games here. But for the Sega Genesis, he had a couple decent stacks of loose cartridge stuff. I did get some cheaper sports stuff, which I'll show in a couple minutes here. But then some box stuff as well, a few Sonics and Urban Strike. And then some Game Gear games, a couple box Game Gear games, which I have not seen any of those in a while. Doom for the 32X, which I might hang on to, along with those Master System games down there, a couple decent ones in there. A few Dreamcast games, and a stack of the better PlayStation 1 games. I got some other cheaper PS1 stuff, which I'll show in a minute, but and then Sidearms there for the TurboGrafx-16, the only Turbo game I got from him, and it is basically factory sealed. The shrink wrap is ripped a little on the front, but it has never been opened. So on to the bulk of the Nintendo stuff here, and hiding up there in the top corner is a Mega Man 6 for the NES. That's one I have not had in a long time, and there was quite a few decent NES titles included here. And then for the Super Nintendo, there wasn't really any high-end titles, but there was some, I guess, more desirable filler stuff, I would say. Stuff that's going to be perfect for the next show we're selling at on January 19th. And then for the N64, there was a few decent titles in there, Ocarina of Time, a couple Pokemon Stadiums, and at the end there are some import N64 games, which I will probably hang on to for my collection. And then on to the handheld stuff here, bunch of Pokemon games. I think I need to replace the battery in all of those, he said, except maybe the Game Boy Advance ones there. But some decent stuff and a couple DS Lite systems there on the end. And finally on to the last couple lots here. There was some decent PS2 and Xbox stuff in this bin here, a couple Wii games as well. But then on to this last lot here. He just had this massive box full of games that either aren't in great condition or were disc only, or you know, some cartridge stuff there with some label damage. So I haven't actually checked the condition of most of this stuff, at least the disc-based stuff, but I have a feeling that most of it really isn't that bad. And I mean, there were some decent titles in here for like the Xbox and stuff. There's Def Jam Fight for New York on the top there. On the bottom left, there was some burned PS2 games, which I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do with those, but I'll find some use for them, I'm sure. And then some cartridge stuff there, like I mentioned, that has, you know, some label damage. I think that Adventures of Link there is has like a burn mark on the top of it. So that entire stack of white paper sleeves there are full of disc-only games. I'm not going to flip through and show you them all individually. That would take forever. But there were some decent titles in there. And then some of the Sports Genesis stuff there on the end, along with some miscellaneous manuals and case artwork. And that's going to do it for the carload of video games that I got from my buddy TopsyTurve. This was a, you know, kind of like a friend-to-friend deal, so I don't want to say exactly what I paid him for everything, but he obviously knew about what it was worth. I knew about what it was worth, all pieced out and everything, and he was cool hooking me up with a wholesale deal, about 50% of the full retail value on everything. So that was awesome because I definitely need the inventory for the next show that we're selling at. I've been running kind of low, and I'm very glad that he hit me up and kind of gave me first dibs at all this stuff. And I'm so glad that I finally got to meet up with Topsy in person. Super nice, super cool guy. I think we definitely made the most of the few hours that we had to game hunt in the afternoon, and I would have no issues making this like an annual meetup with him. Maybe sometime closer to like the fall season or the end of summer, so it's not 25 degrees outside, but we toughed it out. We got our deal done and had a great time. So keep an eye out for my next video, guys. That pawn shop deal that I previewed at the beginning of this video happened, and I came home with another car packed full of video game stuff. So that's going to be the next video when I finally get that stuff all sorted and cleaned and take pictures of it all. But that will be one that you don't want to miss. So thank you guys for sticking around and checking out this whole video. And until next time, take care.